Hey guys, and welcome to another FSX live stream, where today we'll be flying from London Stansted to Poznan, Lawica. So, yeah, let's get the aircraft set up, and we'll get ourselves in the air as soon as possible. So, departure will be around, say, around 10 past 2 GMT Zulu. And, well, yeah, we'll get the aircraft set up, get ourselves ready to go. So, into the cockpit. Let's get this set up. So let's bring up the ground power and battery. So lights on, batteries on. FS actions, ground power, sets, ground power and air conditioning on. Normally get that stuff sorted before streaming, so shouldn't matter too much. There we go. Ground power's on. Bring power to the aircrafts. Well played. You actually made it for the first time. Right, so yeah, that's that set up. Let's now go into the FMC, set up the fuel and payload. So fuel on board today will be 7135. Total kilos that's. Return payload we'll do with an FS passengers. Have data out there, that's fine. So if we go FS passengers, we will actually hang on, select active company. Switch it to my live streaming one and we set the sound. There we go. So we'll start flights. Now switch over to desktop and do it from there. So passengers fillet of cargo, fuel load, that's fine. Set destination, Echo Papa Oscar. Yep, welcome to stream. How you doing? And welcome to stream all you guys. Right, so it's 1 hour and 34 minutes, I believe, flight time. Hang on, we go to. Make sure that's on live weather actually. And hang on, we load up a flight plan quickly. I'll do it in a moment. But flight time today will be around 1 hour 40 minutes, I believe. So I'll set that up here. 1 hour 40. Set destination.
Destination set.
And we'll go for a real-time load of 2 minutes. We'll close door ourselves. Right, V speeds I'll do within the PMDG itself. Otherwise, back into the aircraft and carry on loading up the aircraft. So passengers are now board, and they're not because the doors are closed. So FS actions, doors, open the air stairs, open the front cargo door, and then open the main exits for the passengers to enter. So line the IRS, and then set up the FMC to go. So FMC, position initialization, Echo Golf, Sierra Sierra. There's no active tower at the moment at Stansted, so we'll have to do that manually. Yeah, about 1 hour 40 minutes. Take the aircraft position, stick it in there. And now let's go to the route. So we are at Stansted to Poznan. Stick in the route. Flight number, we are Foxtrot Romeo 2336. Is it 2336? Let me double check. Yes, it is. And runway today will be runway 22. If we load up the flight plan onto here, so it will be EGSS EPO. And that goes in there. Briefing is fine. Actually, it's runway 4 departure today. Then we do runway 4, so plug that in. And just make sure this is all correct as well on the active sky parts. Cruising speeds, nah, it's way too slow for that. Whoops, conditions, flight plan, say 250, refresh. Yeah, that's much more like it. So, FS passengers has been set up. Departing runway 4. Let's now carry on that. So activate the flight plan and executes. There we go. CFW reserves, carrying no reserves. Cost index, I believe, is 76 today. CI 76. And altitude will be 350. Cruising winds are going to be average winds 305 to 080. 305 to 080. Plug that in. Execute that. And we'll use 10 degrees of flaps. Center of gravity, bring it in, 6.24 trim, and we'll do that in just a moment. When I use the second FMC, so we get ourselves a start. So departure 04. That one. We will then, hang on, double check. Yeah, that's fine. Execute that. Stick it in legs, whoops. Close that, whoops. No, don't undock it, onto close it. And then we bring in the V speeds. Alright, so passengers are on board. Flight plan has been set. And now I believe I can... Let's use Unicorn quickly, double check actually if there's any towers. Nope, only one at Heathrow at the moment. 122.8. There we go. And just one last check of everything else. Let's get the aircraft ready to go. So fuel pumps on. In fact, do we have any fuel in the centre tank? I don't think we do. This aircraft doesn't need too much fuel for this flight. So that's on. We'll now turn... I should set that as well. So 350. And that's that. Anti-ice on. Turn everything on. There we go. Your dampener comes on when the engine turns on. Otherwise, I believe you are now clear to start up the APU. So logo lights, strobes, anti-collision. Let me close the aircraft exits. So close, 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 close. So the exits closed and the stairs is now going into the aircraft. And at this point, I can now start up the APU. Yeah, set up to 350. And cruise takeoff rotate 149. It's a little bit of a faster rotate speed today. 149. Headings fine. That's fine. Your flight directors come on. Back to the APU. That's now stabilizing. And yeah, it's bringing power to the aircraft. So that's that. Ground power comes off. F sections, ground connections. We can now remove all of that, as power is now in the aircraft. And at this point, we are now ready for pushback. Make one last check of everything else. Everything looks in place. That's all fine. Daytime flights, so no need to set any lighting in the cockpit, since we have ample of that. So when I go into FS passenger, to the FMC, pushback, go 0, 90, turn nose to the left, and we will start that. Parking brake releases, and let's now start out, push back out of Stansted. There we go. So at this point, we are now clear to start our engines. So engine 2 starts first. Hang on. Let's turn those to the right, sorry.
Ground, cockpit. All right, Captain. We're all set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion. Right to that, ready for push. Power and air clear, doors closed. We are ready for pushback. Please start brake, please.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, accidentally went to the left, should have gone to the right.
Okay, parking brake is on. Clear to push.
And there we go. Start up the engines.
Brakes off. Here we go.
Engine 2 can now come on. And now I'll do the same for engine 1. Can hear the flight crew in the background doing their safety announcements. And engine 1 can now come on. This is a PMDG 737, the Ryanair Pat. There's quite a lot of them on the internet. I'm not sure how I can't find any, but there are quite a few of them. And at this point, I think I'm just going to stop pushback here because it's just going everywhere now. So stop pushback. That's good enough for me. Right, parking brake sets. Side flaps 10 degrees. Trim needs to be at 6.24, so I can do that as well. Trim sets, TCAS, so that's active. Whoops. Right, TCAS tests on. There we go. We'll now turn on the traffic and the weather. Otherwise, I don't think there's too much issue with the weather today. Turbulence is quite low. Anyway, bring power to the aircrafts. APU comes off. Your dampener on. And packs come on. Taxi lights set. And we are now cleared to taxi to runway 4 at Stansted. So it's a bit of a long taxi, this one, as you have to go to the complete other side of the airport. Normally it's 2-2, so winds mustn't be too great for us today. At least on departure. Yeah, so taxi lights set, flaps sets, lights sets. And I believe there is one aircraft there. There's another Ryanair over there at gates, but he's not going to slow us down or anything in this case. So yeah, going to the inner taxiway, since we are at Stansted. Aircraft going to runway use the taxiway close to runway. Aircraft going towards gates use the further one away from the runway. Should be fine now. If I don't do quickly is just hang on, let's go to chat. Nope. I'll make it visible, just want to make it a little bit smaller, just to make it a bit easier on the screen. There we go. That should be fine. Just lock that. Hang on, I missed the message as well. Aircraft landing, that's fine. It's not at this airport. No, I'm not sure if I can do wing view, just based on the facts that I do need to be looking at my airspeeds during takeoff. Because also, straight after takeoff, then need to stick onto autopilot as well as sort out the aircraft's landing gear, flaps, and all of that. So, unfortunately, not. I can't do a wing view for takeoff. Hang on, there's one thing I do want to check on the settings as well for the chat window. The background I think is a little bit too dark, so if I can make that down to 5%, I'm hoping that'll be a little bit nicer for that. Yeah, there we go. That's our aircraft for today. Echo India, Delta Yankee Alpha, Ryanair 737-800s. Let's get ourselves on the taxiway, there we go. A little bit of taxi left to go. All of that. Otherwise, flight today, don't think it'll be too bad. As I said, the weather's quite calm across Europe. A little bit cold in some areas due to the cold fronts from the Arctic coming down south. Otherwise, should be quite a pleasant flight, this. While some taxis, so I might quickly get the departure message as well ready to go. So, departing Echo Golf Sierra Sierra runway 04 on the Charlie Lima November departure. And I'll send that message across once I'm actually ready to go. So once I need to get myself takeoff clearance. So yeah, we're coming up to the end of the taxiway now, make a right turn, get ourselves on the runway, flaps set, trim set, turn on the landing lights, set the auto brake to rejected takeoff, RTO, and then yeah, we'll be clear for takeoff. Kilo Kilo, aircraft coming to land on Gatwick. And I'm sure Heathrow had a tower, unless they just logged off. Yep, the PMDG model does come with 4 wing flex models as well on the aircraft. It's a really good model, this one. I do recommend it. Goran, is it Goran? Have I remembered your name correctly? But yeah, wing flex, something the PMDG does model. Like I said, it's an expensive plane, but for the 737, for FSX, it's probably the best of the best. Right, so coming to the end of the taxiway now. And seconds away from departure. Alright, so now at the holding points for the runway. I'll get onto tower, get takeoff clearance, and then we'll be on our way. So we'll stop the aircraft at the second set of lights. There we go. Delta 4, Hotel 1. Hang on, let's bring the aircraft a bit more forwards. There we go. Alright, so I'll get some takeoff clearance now. Let's turn on the landing lights. Taxiway lights comes off. And I believe that means we are now clear for takeoff. There's something else I've forgotten, which I shouldn't have. Oh yes, the brakes. Runway's clear. Let's go. Yeah, no aircraft on approach, which means the runway is ours. Right, and there we go. Now we're entering the main part of the runway, leaving the thresholds. And just when we get to the first set of lines, we'll sport up the engines, and off we go. And then in this case it's the co-pilot with the call-outs for V numbers. V1 rotates, V2 positive climb, gear up, start increasing the throttles, the flaps, sorry, auto throttles armed, autopilot active, VNav and LNav sets. Lock the landing gear down. Make sure flaps are raised. Yeah, the auto brake wasn't set for whatever reason there. Shouldn't have caused any issues though. Not too sure what side I'm landing in from yet. That'll be down to the weather. It's a bit of passenger reacting to turbulence, that's fine. Otherwise, there we go. You have now departed London Stansted airports. I do love my VFR scenery. It does look quite good in the simulator. I mean, there are a few odd bits. For example, you see some trees in the middle of fields and stuff. That's a bit off, but otherwise, the majority of it's not too bad. Alright, so get back into the cockpit. Actually, once your wing view, whilst not takeoff, I can give you some wing view here. Anyways, let's get back into the cockpit. Now let's focus on our flight. So we are now on the flight path. VNav is now doing most of the work as well. So yeah, up to 3,000 feet, up to 5, 6. And yeah, so it'll be quite a shallow climb in this case. But we'll leave that down to the flight plan. What job would I have besides YouTube? Well, bear in mind I do have a job. I'm a social media advisor at Just Eat. There you go. I manage Just Eat's social media page. Although at the moment I've got weekends off. Well, that will probably change within the next couple of weeks. There we go. Ryanair 2336 has now departed. And is on its way to Poznan. That's fine. Check one other thing. It's perfect. And yeah, once you pass 10,000 feet, I'll then turn off the landing lights. Right, so if I quickly switch to desktop view, actually go back to F6 as the ground's now become visible again, just through the clouds. Right, if I switch to a desktop view, open up active sky, I'll go through the routes with you guys. So let's go to aircraft, there we go. So we're heading to the Charlie Lima November points, which is the end of our SID. And basically head slightly north, avoid France, through the Netherlands, car across Germany, and then we'll start our descent right on the German-Polish border for making our descent into Poznan, Lawica. So yeah, a few, about an hour 40 flying. Fair bit of traffic today. Otherwise, should be quite clear the skies. So now passing through 6,500. Go back to FSX view. And yeah, should be finalist flights. Hang on, there's one option I do need to select, but I can't find it. No. Okay, right. And if I can't find it, shouldn't be too much of an issue. No, that's fine. So yeah, passing through, currently to 9,000 feet now. And then we'll turn off the landing lights. Oh, yep. And we are now leaving the UK. A little bit of land left to go, and then we are basically free. There you go, passing through 10,000 feet, landing lights come off. So at this point, I've now got nothing to do until top of descent in 1 hour, about an hour. Yeah, I mean, Farming Simulator, the main reason I won't do Farming Simulator is because I don't own the game. If I owned it, I'd probably think about it. But no, because I don't own the game at the moment, Farming Simulator, I'm not going to do it just yet. There you go, seatbelt sign has now turned off. There you go, one last look at the UK before we leave that for the Netherlands. Still a little bit turbulent at the moment, but nothing too major. Although, I'll have a look at the briefing now. We, at the moment, are set to land on runway 28. So, we'll be flying in from the east of the airport. Alright, okay, so we'll be flying over the city. I mean, again, winds will probably change. We'll have to see. So it might change later on, but as it stands, runway 28 over the east of the city. Yeah, if you look at the PFD, if you look at the map, got a few little green specks on that. There are a few clouds starting to form. Nothing too major just yet for us. We should be alright through that. But yeah, clouds will start forming in this one. Welcome to stream, Jack. How are you doing? Transition altitude should have been at 6,000. So actually, yeah, that does remind me. Do actually need to set that to standard as well. There we go. Thank you for subscribing, Jack. Much appreciated. I don't do Farming Simulator 17, though if I bought the game, I probably would. So yeah, I don't own it yet. If I do, I'll probably do it as a series. I do have the original Farming Simulator though. The I think it was it 2012, 2013? I have to double check actually. Got it on CD. Thank you very much for that, Edwin. Much appreciated. Like I said, I do these videos and live streams just for you guys to enjoy them, really. That's the main reason I do these. I mean, I'm on, what, 1,393 subscribers at the moment. Could make 1,400 in the stream if a fair few people viewed. I mean, during landing I'll probably get a fair few more viewers. But, it's not too bad at the moment. I mean, I'm no squirrel, no frugal, no Matt Davies. I'm just somewhere low down the pack. Oh, what? Ryanair 737? Do I want it? Yeah, if I bought it, I don't mind the PMDG aircraft as a whole. I mean, I do like my 737. I do like my Boeings, 777, 747. I do like them. Oh yeah, actually I heard about that. So buying a new computer, I had to recommend you the PMDG. The BAE-146, okay. Who makes it? Quality Wings, is it? No. Because there are a few good BAE-146s out there. Oh, did you? The Quality Wings one, yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah, the Quality Wings, yeah, 146, probably the best one on the market at the moment. So yeah, if you bought it there, not bad. What prices do I have? I've got an i7 6700. Okay. Yeah, London City do have a, I think it's like a no. It is quite heavy seat, but I'm not too sure the main stats of London City, but yeah, you do have to have an aircraft capable of steep landings, which there aren't too many of, which the FAA does give special certification to, but yeah, London City approach, quite steep, but it'll take you through the heart of London. Likewise, landing on runways 27 at Heathrow as well, takes you right over the heart of London. Not sure yet. We'll decide on what landing we'll do during landing. If I have a look at the weather at Lawica, it is currently at weather request, destination weather. Yeah, so if it's only yeah, clear visibility, few broken clouds, low altitude, winds 10 knots, right? So it's just a slightly heavier wind, but should be alright. It is a headwind. Yep. Might be a manual landing. Also, heavy rain though. It is quite rainy at Poland right now. Right, a bit turbulence at the moment. See, the aircraft is bouncing a little bit. Nothing too major just yet. But I will have to keep a close eye on that, since I don't want too much turbulence causing much issue for the aircraft. I mean, it shouldn't do, but you never know. I've flown through some pretty poor weather thanks to Active Sky, because, as I said, Active Sky can be quite harsh on the weather, especially when you're flying with FS passengers. Then it can be very harsh on you. There we go, so can now see the coast of the Netherlands just in the distance on the window. There we go, see the Netherlands just ahead of us. Poznan is... it's quite a small airport, it's not the biggest one. It does take international flights, but I think it does just have a standard kind of like airport to it. Yeah, Ports Lotniski, Poznan, Lawica. It's just a standard airports. Ports Lotniski. Poznan, Lawica. You got about an hour of flying time left. Shouldn't take us too bad, although taxiing to runway 4 took a few minutes on the taxi, and yes, that is Amsterdam Schiphol. Whoops. That is Amsterdam Schiphol, just ahead of us right now. So you can see it down there in the middle. Not the highest quality just yet, so it's a bit far away from it. But that is Schiphol just ahead of us. Oh, what, yesterday in the 767? Fair enough. And there we go, aircraft from the ground. Yes, that's an A319 flight, London City to JFK via Shannon. It's a daily flight. They do it in the A3. Is it an A318 actually, not 19? It's an A318 flight. They do it every day. Yes, A318. Alright, so coming up to... Right, just past flight level 340, which means you've got another 1,000 feet to climb before cruising. There we go. There we go. Now at cruise, engine will frost back tiny bit, not too much, since it does need some power to cruise in this case. Oh yeah, the command base just shows you everything I can do in the stream chats. I know it's on YouTube. I'm not even sure if that's actually on Twitch. Maybe worth checking at some point if I can actually use the commands on Twitch. But for now, should be alright. Oh yeah, the General Electric 90. It's a massive, massive engine, which is needed to take the power of the 777, being such a large and heavy aircraft. And I believe they're using... Actually, no. I'm not sure which engines they're going to use on the 777X. I have to look in that. Otherwise, welcome to Stream Cargo Flyer. How are you doing? Yeah, 777... yeah, the General Electric GE9X will be used on the 777X. So basically about the same size. Yeah, welcome to Stream Cargo Flyer. How are you doing? Alt F dollar. I'm not too sure what an Alt F dollar is. And Alt F4, probably not. No, I can't. Neither. That's my answer for the favourite Airbus family. Now, if I had to put one on the Airbus family, maybe the A310. Just based on the fact it has a yoke. And a similar cockpit layout to the just your standard Boeing really. It's a bit more of a manual aircraft. I like my manual aircraft more than my automatic ones. So in this case with the PMDG 737, just like, yeah, the Boeing family is... Hang on, I think there was things like... If you're an Airbus pilot, if you're an A320 pilot, 95% of the flight is automatic. With a Boeing, it's 90, something like that. I'll have to look for the actual numbers at some point, but yeah, something like that. 95 to 90. Here you go, me to Alt F4. Alt F4 this notepad thing then. There you go, right, is this notepad? There you go, Alt F4, there you go. Yes, otherwise, I believe, like, actually, because I know a lot of developers also now trying to add like a tablet system to aircraft, so you have the electronic checklist generally in the FMC or in the PFD, and I know aircraft like the Aerosoft Digital Aviation CRJ, they have a tablet on the side of the aircraft, like sitting here you can access the Dave tablet system. I know the TFDI 717 has an iPad system as well, full of checklists and stats. And field aircraft too. There's an aircraft above actually. Just spotted him. Another aircraft right overhead. Where's he gone? Fair enough, he just passed. But let's go back to the cockpit. Who was he actually? For his flight number. Let's go to me. He is 734 lots. Him. Well, ignore the massive black smoke. That's just texture's not loading properly. But one distance you can see is going to be my aircraft. See if his textures load in. If not, I'll just go back to my own aircraft because this is probably going to kill the memory of my simulator and probably cause it to crash in a bit. So yeah, see what happens with this one. How it takes the textures to load. That's negative 0.85. Not the nicest number. There we go. Right, so go back to lots. Load up the textures. If not, we'll just give up on them. There we go. Lot charters. Yeah, as I was saying, I do own the Aerosoft CRJ. Probably worth streaming that at some point as well. Yep, and Singapore, who are the launch customers of the A380, plan to return their first A380 next week to their leasing company in Germany. And if no one wants it, they'll scrap it. Because having an aircraft sit on the ground for weeks on end generally just means you're wasting money. Yep. So Lufthansa's lease, they're going to return the first A380 back. Sorry, Singapore, not Lufthansa. Singapore. They plan to return their first A380 back to the leasing company next week, since they basically don't want them anymore. And well, yeah, if no one's going to take it from the German company, then they're not going to just leave it there on the ground to just basically. They have to pay for the aircraft itself, maintenance, the hangar space to put it in as well. They're having to pay for all that. If they're paying for too long, then there's nothing they can do about it. They're going to have to get rid of it one way or another. And the cheapest way would be to scrap it. See a few storms on the thing here, and it's over there. Yeah, good luck with that, Edwin. Nah, I think the closest thing we'll get to feature planes at the moment will be planes that don't require pilots to fly it. Those are probably going to be the first set of future planes where you have an autopilot system that can take off and land on its own. I mean, planes can already do that. They just need to set it as like an automatic system, really. Maybe have one flight member on board who knows how to fly basic flying skills. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, automatic cars, driverless cars are now a thing. Aeroplanes are probably next. We already have autopilot, already have auto land. Auto takeoff's thing as well. Just stick them all together. There we go. Alright, so it just set up an ETA thing on the top bar, since I had the aircraft's misinformed. So they go 15... So yeah, half an hour till landing basically, about half an hour. There is another aircraft. You can see approaching us now, 20 nautical miles away. Or he'll just be crossing paths, so we might not see that one. It's a bit too far away for us. Although we'll see. There we go. Yeah, it's a bit too far for me to get a good focus on. So he is a... There's two aircraft, that's what I'm looking at. Let's go to desktop. There's actually two aircraft in the air. We had that one who just crossed paths now, it's 777. And then we have this one, Scandinavian 737. Both of them just crossed paths a moment ago. So if I look around, 777 we've seen down there. There should be another aircraft to my right as well. Not gonna lie, not a massive fan of how slow some of these textures are loading at the moment. Good sign that the simulator is starting to run out of memory, which is not a great thing, I can tell you. Anyway, the sun is now starting to set, as you can see. Which means it might be an evening approach into Poznan. Bear in mind it is the winter now, so plus clocks moved forward an hour 2 weeks ago. Expects quite a nice evening approach into Poznan. Another airport down there. I can make the assumption now that we are going to land on runway 28. So if we go for the arrival, runway 28. Plan. In fact, probably better for me to oh no, that's fine. Right, I do need to sit in then, so if I go for arrival... nope. Whoops. Nope. Nope. I mean, I don't have any proper charts for me at the moment, I will say, so unfortunately I can't have a proper look at that. Grant, I don't suppose you know what star pilots will use for their approach into Poznan? Welcome stream, Branimir, how you doing? If not, I can just do ILS-28, that one. Hang on, so the runway's up here. Ah, right, okay, I see what's going on now. So raise that, legs, arrival, whoops, menu, legs, approach, arrival, 28, and then just go for any start. So that will do, execute that. Now going to step by step. Yeah, that makes sense now. So that goes into there. Execute. Step, step, step. Now I've been built onto the ILS, that's fine. Which means now I need to sort out the best time to go into that. So if I go delete that and that, and then go on to CZE, execute that, perfect, and that'll be our approach into Poznan sorted. So your aircraft comes around, detail then, and comes to runway 28, perfect. So if I now set my, go back to index, yep, thanks for the warning, Goran. Right, so we are landing on runway 28, that's fine. Course is 284. 284. And it's 110.3 for the hit. And we'll use 30 degrees of flaps, meaning our landing speed will be 156 knots. So now go back into map. And now I can focus on the rest of our flights. Which again, I'm not a massive fan of the fact that we may be running out of memory in the simulator, which is not great. If that is the case, it may crash, which I don't want. It's a bit of annoying, bear in mind that what I'm running at the moment is all needed for the simulator. I'll leave it for now. We'll see how that goes. See about 80 nautical miles. No, it's more like 87 nautical miles to approach. No, that's the flight attendants in the background. Oh, really? So what, you're stuck on... So do you have any FMC... So what, how did the autopilot then react to it? Did you have the legs set on the flight, or did you have to take a manual heading on that point? On the CDU screen, so yeah, do you have any autopilot after that, or are you stuck on manual control? Nope, seems fine. Alright, anyone that's in flight to Lisbon Centre, help Bruno gain his C1 licence for that sim. Bit too far away from Lisbon at the moment. Bear in mind, now 18 nautical miles from top of descent. Oh, okay, so did it recover in the end. And was your FMC back in full action, or was that still down? Just in case I need it, I'm now going to set up some panel lights. Shouldn't need it, but just as like a precaution kind of thing. Estimated arrival time, you see on the top of the screen actually, 15:31 Zulu. That should be enough lights for me to work with during approach. Yep, I think the simulator may be running out of memory. Bear in mind, textures aren't loading. Which means this simulator is destined to crash. Bear with me, I'll see if I try and fix it. If not, it's rather annoying. Simulator maybe crash on me in a moment. No, it's not a Sim Connect problem. It's a memory issue. Oops. That's a window sounds. Windows error message sound. Which doesn't mean good things for the simulator. Has frozen now actually. Hope so too, but unfortunately, may not be the case. Yep, FSX is now not responding. I'll give it a few more minutes. And unfortunately, we may have to abandon this. So you see, it's not doing anything here. Yeah, not responding or anything. Whoops. Yep. Next episode of Train Sim Worlds, there probably won't be one because I've done Train Sim Worlds, Great Western, that's all done. As for this live stream, I think it may also be done. Yep, this is completely dead. Yeah, unfortunately with me I can't afford P3DV4, so... Yeah, I can't afford P3DV4, a bit too expensive for me at the moment, so... Not yet with this one. Oh well, I think it's... Yeah, it's just abandoned this at the moment, so yeah, I'll try and figure out... because he doesn't use mods, he uses basically the default simulator. In this case, everything's just gone kaput. Bear in mind I'm also running more programs at the bottom as well, so I'm running that, okay, even that's connected from the simulator. The actual smart car system used for flight tracking, Access Sky, which is my map, and VATSIM of course, all of which I use to make the stream, including OBS, run as good as possible. So yeah, simulator's basically dead now. Yep, see you later.